All right. I am going to talk to you guys about storytelling marketing this morning, which I have to tell you, I kind of made up. I was like, I need to talk to the whole camp about marketing, and our theme is storytelling, like Gabby said on the very first day. And so I was like, oh yeah, we'll do a session on storytelling marketing, and I'll teach it, right? And then I did some research, and I actually didn't really make it up, but we're going to look at some really phenomenal examples, actually, of storytelling marketing this morning. I think that you guys are such good storytellers that all I need to do is encourage you to use your stories to sell stuff. I just wanted to show you, this is the badge for marketing. Did you guys see that? Does anybody have one? Does anybody have a marketing badge? Okay, I just wanted to point it out. It's very cute. You have one? Yeah, awesome. Okay, so we're going to look at a really fun storytelling marketing example. Oh, there he goes. Could you guys understand her, I think, Scottish accent? What did she say? She said I said the same thing, but didn't. Right. Yeah. So what was the difference between what he wrote and what she wrote? Yes. Emotion. Right. What else was the difference? Good morning. What is it that we're trying to sell? If you're here, you're a high school journalist. So what are we trying to sell? Yearbooks. What else? Maybe we're trying to sell newspaper subscriptions. Do you guys sell your newspaper? Does anybody? Okay. Some schools do. What schools sell newspaper subscriptions? So that's actually a money-making venture you guys can consider, is home delivery, meaning you stick it in an envelope and mail it for pennies if you do bulk mail, but parents will pay you, alumni will pay you, people like me will pay you for sure. We want to see what you guys are doing, right? What else are you selling? Ads in both the yearbook and the newspaper. And two different kinds of ads in the yearbook. What are the two different kinds of ads in the yearbook? Senior ads versus businesses. Exactly right. We're selling lots of things. We could also be selling, well, we're going to talk about other cool stuff we could be selling. All right. And we're going to do an activity right now. Thank you, Katie. You guys, Katie and the RAs are doing a really good job, aren't they? Are you so proud of them? Thank you, Katie. Buttons are in here with them? Oh, okay. I was like, how do I fish them out of here? Okay. Close your eyes. I know that's very risky. I ask you to be here at 8 a.m. and then I tell you to close your eyes. I want you to imagine the thing you can't afford right now. Maybe that's a super fancy cover. Maybe that's a super fancy car. Maybe that's any car. Maybe it's the camera you've been wanting. We're closing our eyes. And we're imagining the thing you can't afford right now. It could be personal. It could be a staff thing. I worked at a school for a long time where all we wanted was chairs that didn't fall apart when you sat in them. Right? Imagine the thing that you most want for your staff, for your newspaper or yearbook or broadcast staff. What's the thing that if you had all the money in the world you would buy for your classmates? Pizza every night. The greatest Mac lab ever made with its own servers, right? Who wants to share, eyes open, who wants to share what they would do for their staffs if they had all the money in the world? Piolo, was that your hand, sir? What would you buy for your yearbook staff? You're a yearbook, Piolo, right?
Yeah. And I think like better equipment for like journalism, like the stands and the tripods.
Tripods.
Those lights. That would be better.
Oh, yeah. Strobes and stuff. Sorry, I can't throw. My heart's in the right place. My arm is not.
It's early in the morning.
I know, right? But it's candy. It's sugar. I think if you find those 3 pieces of candy, that'll help. So, Piolo, thank you for participating, my friend. Who else wants to share what they would buy if they had all the money in the world? Yes, ma'am. I know your name. Tell me your name. Vanessa.
New cameras.
Cameras. Lenses. Anybody say lenses?
Lenses.
Right? Has anybody had lens envy this week? I always feel like when I come to camp, I'm like, wait, what are you taking pictures of? What can you see that I can't see? Right? Who else has something they want to share? Oh yeah, candy at 11 a.m. That's happening. Who else has something they want to share that if they had all the money in the world, ladies, I can't hear you. Chick-fil-A. Like, okay, so you guys want to hear, there's a staff that I learned about that, I don't know if it's the worst. I'm the worst. There's a staff that I learned about because they made a spread about this, actually. They have a Starbucks Gold card that always has money on it, right? And so the first person to show up to a work night grabs the Gold card and everybody's order and goes and brings back Starbucks for the whole staff. Is that great? I mean, seriously, what does that cost you? Like 1 ad a week if you're a newspaper to just keep that Gold card fresh? You guys would probably get a free drink a week, right? A free drink a day sometimes. One more person want to share? What would you buy if you had all the money in the world? Did anybody say the cover that we designed? Piolo, one more thing. You just want to watch me throw candy at you again. I'm teasing.
Why would buy for us? I mean, like, because you need to hire people for like what? No, you need to. No, it's not that. You know when you're asking like for senior pictures, right? You
Yeah.
hire people. I would rather do it myself if I have experience and have my own place to do it.
Okay, you guys, that's a really interesting point, Piolo. Thank you, I appreciate. Oh my Jeebus. I told you he really just wanted me to throw it. So I'm going to act like that was a sincere comment, though, Piolo. That he's saying that he would set up a photo studio for senior portraits because he would rather have the experience of creating them. Thank you. Joey's giving me instructions on how to open this without spilling it, but these are the good things. Thank you, Joey. And by the way, we honestly can't do this without you. Thank you. Thank you. You guys want to hear a story since we're talking storytelling? Yes. Do you guys know how long Joey has been coming to Ignite as an RA? 7 years. This is his 7th year with us. Yeah. It's like raising your own kids. All right. Oh, button explosion. He was right. Okay. I now have candy and buttons. Oh my God. Okay. I have no idea what I was talking about. Senior portraits. If you could take them yourselves, would you? Wouldn't that be awesome? Very cool. There are schools that do that. Okay, so that is sell what? What are we selling? I have a different idea. That this is what we're selling. Right? What are you actually selling when you're trying to sell a yearbook?
Memories. Moments.
What are you actually trying to sell when you give somebody the opportunity to advertise in your publication? Your story. Their publicity, your story, right? You're asking the members of your community to participate. So who are those people? Right? These are the people we should be selling to. And I don't care what you're selling. Ads for the yearbook, ads for the newspaper, subscriptions, the back page of your magazines, right? These are the people that you're selling to. When you sell to students, make sure that you know what groups you're selling to and what it is you're trying to sell that group. I need to be clicking. There we go. Could these people be buying ads? Yeah. Do these people have money? Yes. Yeah, if you want to learn how to fundraise, go talk to those people. Who has a marching band at their school? Yeah, the greatest fundraising organizations ever brought to education. Do these people want to have a group photo in the yearbook, a QR code in the yearbook?
Yes.
Do these people want to be recognized for how hard they worked? What about the 40 people who aren't on stage who participated? Maybe the people on stage want to buy an ad to thank the people who aren't on stage. Anybody in here a backstage, stage manager, lighting, sound? Me and Brant, right? Jerry? When you sell to parents, you're going to be picking different kinds of groups of parents. When you sell to businesses, you're going to select what businesses you're going to talk to. Civic organizations, we're going to come back to that. Every single time your audience changes, your message changes. Where's Chavez? Is she in here? Good morning, Chavez. Chavez, is this the third time you've heard this conversation? Yes. This is the third time that kids enrolled in the marketing classes are hearing this. Do you have a bullseye yet?
No.
Okay. And what she said to me yesterday, because I was up until very late this morning working on this, and I thought of you, and you said, it's okay to hear it again because it reinforces the message. And that's actually what I want to say to you guys, is that how many times a day does Coke or Pepsi tell you they want you to buy soda? A lot. You don't even see it anymore. You don't even realize that the vending machine itself is an ad for what's inside it, right? Coke and Pepsi are talking to you so constantly. Every sporting event you look at, everything. So you guys need to be telling your messages over and over and over again too. We say, oh, well, we sent out an email and nobody came. We sent out an email, right? So when you deliver your message, deliver it again and again and again and again, and customize it for your audience. When you talk to parents, you're going to speak to them very, very differently than you talk to each other. When you talk to students, I want you to talk to each other the same way you talk to each other right now. I want your ads to students to get them to buy ads. Confusing, right? I want what you send out to students to sound like you. I was telling the marketing kids the other day that when Gabby spoke to you, she was the very first speaker of the week. Do you guys remember Gabby? Yeah. There were 2 things she said that I, at 44 years old, have no idea what she was talking about. Like, seriously. But you guys all giggled, like you knew what she was talking about, because you speak your own language. And I think it's one of the greatest things that we don't know what you're talking about, as long as it's appropriate, right? Thank you. Sam, ladies and gentlemen. The world's greatest RAs. We are so lucky. What I also love is, Sam, you're the 3rd RA to deliver me my goodies, and I'm so grateful. You guys are doing a great job. Thank you. Your message should be so relevant to you that you are the only people who understand what it says. I can't even give you an example because I don't speak teenager, right? Does that make sense? Okay. When you talk to parents, are you going to talk to them the same way you talk to each other? No. Does your mom say that? Do you talk to your friends the way you talk to me? My mom says it all the time. I'm 44 years old. Yes, mother. Oh, I want to say, it's okay. It's fun and friendly, I swear. I want to say one more thing about the 3rd message on here. There are communities of parents to whom we would like to sell yearbooks. We would like to sell parent ads, business ads, right? There are communities of parents that we may have to educate about what is a yearbook, right? How many of you in this room are yearbook students? You're here to work on your yearbook, you've contributed to a yearbook project, or you're looking forward to doing that when you get back to school. Okay. On the spot right now, what is a yearbook? What is that? A historical book, a book of memories. What else is it? Homework that everyone in the school reads, right? What else? How many of you have a yearbook that you, if it got burned in a fire, you would cry? And you guys haven't even graduated from high school yet. Is that thing going to get more and more and more valuable to you? How do you convey that to a parent who has grown up in a country where yearbook is not a thing? That's what I want you guys to be thinking about when you think about marketing to parents and marketing the book sales and the ad sales to people that may not understand what yearbooks are. Can I tell you a story since that's what we're talking about? I promised you a story about Joey and I didn't really tell one, but I'm going to tell one this time. As soon as I remember what it was. I was talking about, okay. So I was the yearbook advisor at Harvard Westlake School for 9 years, right? And when I first got to Harvard Westlake School, I had been a rep for Balfour, like Brenda and David and Corey, right? So I felt that it was my duty to Harvard Westlake School to have every rep from every company come and tell me their story about why they wanted me to work with them, right? And I listened, and they gave bids and all that kind of stuff. And one of the things I thought, when all these people were coming in and bringing their regional vice presidents and their vice presidents of sales to come see me, was that I had a unique opportunity to tell people at every company how strongly I feel about this, right? Yearbook camp, student journalism, the future of student journalism, right? And so I had a really unique platform to say, hey, I think we need to consider a different way to sell yearbooks. And I said to them, how many of you have seen buy your yearbook posters hanging in your school? Leave your hand up if it was in English. Leave your hand up if it was in Spanish. Okay, if it was in Spanish, was it translated or was it interpreted? That's a hard question. Juan, do you know? Do you speak Spanish? Yeah. Okay. Was the poster exactly identical to the one that was also in English, only it was in, it's interpreted, right? It's a whole new message. And did you guys create it or did Balfour? Perfect. I saw a hand over here. Do you guys go to the same school? Okay, good. And tell me your name, I know it. Bernice. Was your poster the same? Was it translated? Or was it a whole new message in Spanish? You make it yourselves. Okay, I love that. Okay, so let me tell everybody else what we're talking about. First of all, should you consider advertising buy your yearbook, buy your ad in a language other than English? And my point is, when you do, please don't take the English poster and translate it into that language, whatever that language is. In Southern California, that's usually Spanish if you want to reach a very large market, right? Does anybody know what the word annuario means? Because we made it up. We invented a word to say yearbook in Spanish, right? So what I would rather see every major player in the yearbook industry do And what I'm thrilled to see two schools are doing is to present brand new content. Don't translate, interpret, or deliver a brand new message in that second language. Fair? Raise your hand if you've learned something this morning. Oh, thank God. Okay. All right. Storytelling. Where's the sound? Sorry.
Where we each bring something different to the table. We don't see eye to eye on everything, like bedtimes and Brussels sprouts. But when we're in the game, we're in the zone, because the things we build together live forever. We conceive the inconceivable, bridge the unbridgeable. And when we've built as far as we can fathom, I see a guy who will always do that extra brick with me. Let's build.
Are you getting a hint that maybe the English are better at storytelling marketing than we are? Right? What does this one have? Who is this message for? All the adults in the room said parents. All the kids in the room said kids. That's awesome. That's exactly what Lego wants you to think, right? They want you to think that it's a message for you, whether you're a parent or a kid. Does storytelling sell bricks? Probably. Do bricks sell themselves? Right? But I think it also sells bricks. Was that one cute? I like that one. When you talk to businesses and business owners, your message changes. How you try to sell them yearbooks, how you try to sell them ads is different. $43 billion a year in this country is spent by people 18 and under. $43 billion is at your disposal. Guess what the number one thing people under the age of 18 buy with that $43 billion? It actually is food, right? Is it sustenance? Or is it Chick-fil-A? Right? Candy, boba, Starbucks. Yeah. 40 billion of it goes to Starbucks, the other 3 billion is split by everybody else. I'm kidding. That's not a fact. Okay. It's food and clothing. Food and clothing are the number one things. So, whom do you need to tell this fact? All of the food and clothing businesses in your community. We have $43 billion to spend. Tell us where to spend it. Let us spend it in your store, right? You need to communicate to them that you guys have the ducats, as it were. Okay, this is either the greatest idea that ever made, or we're going to learn together that it's not such a hot idea. This school in Lima, Ohio, I looked it up, it's Lima, not Lima. This school in Lima, Ohio sells ads to restaurants in the area, and then they create a coupon book. Who here knows how to use a piece of software to design a book? Right? And so they go out and they sell, I have it in my notes, how many restaurants. They sell it to 62 area restaurants in a tiny town. How big is Lima? Big-ish?
Big-ish.
Big-ish. Okay. So, but not Los Angeles big. Okay.
100,000.
100,000 people live there. So 62 restaurants participate in this program. They buy a coupon in there, and then the school sells them for $15. So the school makes money both in the purchasing of the ad and in the selling of the coupon book. Dun, dun, dun. How much money do you think this brings in? I didn't call and ask because I found it in the middle of the night last night. I'm super curious. I imagine this brings in a lot of money. You know how I know? They've been doing it for 30 years, right? What if you are not just selling the ads in your yearbook, but you're also selling this other product while you're there? And you say, hey, Gregorio's, my favorite Italian restaurant in Carlsbad, California. What if we work together to bring you more customers? I'm going to sell you a coupon in our coupon book, a monthly coupon in our newspaper, and a thank you ad in our yearbook for the low, low price of $1 million. Right? You guys should be thinking of ways to A, work together with your publication staffs, right? Do not compete with each other for sales. But how many people think this is a super cool idea? It costs you almost nothing, right? You guys already have the know-how, the manpower to go out and sell the ads. All it's going to cost you is the printing of that, and I bet if you ask your Balfour rep, we'll help you, right? Okay, so that was the cool thing I wanted to share with you. We don't ever really talk about selling to civic organizations. I think it is pretty commonly known that sheriff's departments and police departments want copies of your yearbook. Do you guys know that? We often don't make them pay for them. We usually give them our library copy or whatever, but police departments and sheriff's departments very often would very much like a record of all of the children between ages 15 and 18 in their community in a nice, organized way. But could the mayor's office have high school yearbooks in their waiting room? How about real estate agents, associations, the SPCA, right? What are organizations in your community that want to support you? How good does it make a candidate look that he has every 18-year-old voter in that community? He's reached every new voter in that community by placing an ad in your newspaper. Somebody asked me when I was talking about this the other day, doesn't that make you guys look biased toward that candidate? Does it make you look biased that they bought an ad and you took their money? No. If you put it on the front page and put a headline over it and said, "This is awesome," that makes you look biased, right? There's a thing that happens in your community on a regular basis, and it is a Chamber of Commerce community mixer. I Googled Chamber of Commerce community mixer last night, and like 7 million examples popped up. So I chose this one. I don't even know if it's Folsom, California or not. Probably. Does anybody recognize it? Okay. So, oh yeah? Is it California? Yeah. Thank you. So, what if you had a buy an ad in the high school publications table at this event? You would reach all of the businesses who participate. A Chamber of Commerce mixer is like a networking opportunity for business owners in the community to get together. And like, let's say that you have a landscaping business. You show up because all those other business owners that have land in front of their businesses, right? Dentists, and I'm trying to think of green businesses, but they might need landscaping. And then while you're there, there's a guy who owns a business repairing mowers and other small equipment. So you guys are making connections. Do you see that? That's what a Chamber of Commerce community mixer is for. It is an opportunity that if you guys can get in there and sell to them, you will have the chance to talk to however many business owners show up at once. And then there's an amazing thing called peer pressure. When the landscaping guy sees the dentist he wants to work with filling out the forms to buy a series of ads in your newspaper, the landscaping guy is going to be like, I support the school newspaper. I'm going to buy an ad too, right? So you have not only a bunch of decision makers all in one place, you have decision makers pressuring each other to support you financially. Go like this. Does that make sense to you? Okay. Okay, oops. Okay, that is all I have to say to you about storytelling marketing. How do you feel? Do you feel smarter? Yeah? Raise your hand if there's something that I just talked about that you're like, okay, I could make that small change. Okay, that's fair. Thank you. All right, this is my website. I am marketing to you right now. I am a freelance journalism and leadership consultant. I travel the country 12 months of the year, and I would love to hear from you and share with you. You can upload, I lied. You can contact me on my website and ask me to look at PDFs. You can send me stories, get my feedback. I will even proofread for you, right? College essays are my jam, right? So if you want to take advantage of my thoughts and ideas, I would love to hear from you. If you really just want to brag and say we sold this many ads or whatever, I want to hear that too.